Good afternoon, everybody. So today I'm working on, it's Jennifer. First I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I've gotten a couple new ones this week, and I appreciate each of you that are watching this video. It means a lot to me that people would even subscribe to my channel. So thank you very, very much. Today I'm working on Margarete Miller. This is week 28. So this week we have something that came in the mail. So I'm using, as per usual, I've already pre-prepped some of it. So this is, it was a, I don't even know what it was, something that came in the mail, I think from one of our investment companies, an envelope. So I cut out the window because I'm going to use the window. But it's an envelope, I can tell from, but I tried to paint, I tried to use a, it's not a stencil, but it's like a, do they call them a mask? I'm not even sure what they call it, but it wasn't like a traditional stencil, you know, that, I'm sorry, I was trying to find a stencil that was easily accessible. You know, like a stencil like this where there's more plastic than there are holes. The one I used was very, there were a lot more empty space than anything, but it was supposed to be snowflakes, but it didn't quite, but it's okay because it made kind of an interesting pattern on the paper and I don't mind it. So, and then the second thing is something made from plastic, which you would think would be, you know, this, but no. I actually prepped these in keeping with the snowflake theme because the bonus is something cold, so I kind of went with a theme this week. So these are plastic snowflakes. I don't have any idea where I got these. They're so old. I don't know if they were an Allie Edwards thing or I just had them to do with December Daily. Because I dug these out of my December Daily stuff to use, and they are made of plastic. A math symbol. So I tried to stamp the plus sign. You can probably see it a little bit on an extra piece of paper I had. It's just going to go as background. But there's definitely a plus sign. A tea bag or a cover. Okay, so I tore this off a tea bag. I don't know if you can see it. It's usually like, I only had one tea bag that's like used that I have, and I have torn this off to use for that prompt. And then the next prompt was a doll or a toy. So I don't have photos of dolls or toys. It's just not really my thing, I guess. I looked through all of my stuff and I didn't really find anything that would work. But I found this image on the internet, and it's actually, I think this is supposed to be a doll. It went with a pattern to make this outfit for a doll. So I'm just going to use her as my doll. Just a image. And then it was, the bonus was something cold. So I'm going to use this picture. This is a snow-covered tree. I used the rest of it for a different Margarete Miller. It's going to go behind here. But I also have the snowflakes that sort of fit that thing. So, all right. And then I have a couple other little pieces to put on. This one was, I don't know, and I'm sure anyone doing this challenge could tell you that sometimes these challenges, they really come together quickly. This one did not for me. I thought the prompts were tough to get a feeling for, and for me at least. And I was kind of like something cold, something you know. And thankfully I remembered that I had those snowflakes. So it could be something plastic, because I was looking through the rest of my plastic items. I didn't really have anything that seemed to fit. So that was, I was a little bit concerned about that. You know, this is going to be used. I thought it would make a fun... Of course, when I cut this envelope, it's a little bit short, so I've really done myself a disservice here. I should have kept it all together and then cut it. It's like she's going to be like here, you know, because like she's looking out the window, it's cold. But I need to put the glue around this and then stick it down. This glue is so funny because when you, I would think that when you stuck that needle in there, it would keep it clear, but it does not sometimes. Sorry, I'm trying to not release too much glue because I don't want it getting... And then I'm hoping this is not... Be there. It's not going to be that off. Okay. Anyway, but once I remembered that I had the icicles, the theme kind of came together. Because I had looked up dolls or toys, and I didn't know how to work that into the rest of the theme of this. So, see what I mean? Like this is very tight and I cannot move even remotely over, or, oh, it's not going to cover the whole page. That's fine. But yeah. This was a kind of tough theme. Sorry, I'm realizing I didn't need to put it that far down. And then I'm putting a little bit of a, not random, but a little bit of a break here because the blues don't match quite, and so it looks a little, I mean, you can really tell if I have them right next to each other. So I took some colors from there's a little bit of tan right here, and so there's a little bit of tan here, and then she has a little bit of brown on her hair, and then the tea bag is tan. So just to kind of have them mix together nicely. But yeah, I don't think this will be one of my favorites. It sounds weird to say, I just didn't connect with the prompts, but that was kind of the way it was. I just, the math symbol, and I mean, I could have done something more exciting. Sorry, guys. But I was like, I'll just do a plus sign. It was just the easiest thing to do as background. Okay. It doesn't quite matter if this is not straight. No, that's good enough. So I was going to actually use the tea bag is kind of like a little piece of, let's say she's standing on the ground. I was going to use it as something to sort of ground her. It's so funny how it's like we're far enough into the year that I feel like I'm like, wow, I can't believe we're this far, you know, week 28. And then on the other hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have so many weeks after this. I don't know. Sometimes when there's a lot going on, it's hard to take the time to look for the pieces that you feel you need for the page. Like I was looking for them this morning. The only thing I had this morning was I had stamped this and I wasn't happy with it, but I also didn't want to, I also wasn't interested in trying to stamp something again. I just was not in a stamping mood this morning. I've had other stuff going on. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to make use of what I have. And then thankfully I found yesterday when I did a bunch of reorganization in my space this week. And so that was part of, I located these plastic snowflakes, which was perfect. Like I said, I was like, oh, I need that for the plastic prompt. And then I just cut out or made some holes with I made some tiny punches of the extra paper from this image and then used some brads to make my own snowflakes. So, yeah. And then, oh, of course, I put her head down before I put this on there. It's supposed to be here. Every little thing you do is magic. Of course, originally I had planned on this being straight. I'm annoyed that the tree is kind of crooked, but that's okay. It was supposed to be like she was looking out a window. But things don't always go as planned, unfortunately. So you can see, those are good. The book I keep these in, it got too full, so now I just have them on rings. So thankfully I don't have to cut out every single one of these holes anymore. So I think that's this week's collage page. I don't know if you can really call these collages, actually. I feel like I'm doing more just making almost like scrapbooking pages, but not scrapbooking pages. but just curving these. I don't know, I feel like maybe do I need some little collage things? Let me see what I have here. I spent a lot of time straightening out reorganizing things, but I feel like should I have some collage sheets going? I don't feel like these are going to serve the page anymore. Half a teaspoon form. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna pass. I mean, it's like a little sort of collage. So if I go over the things, something that came in the mail, that's this envelope with the window. Something made of plastic, my snowflakes. A math symbol under here is a subtle plus sign. A tea bag or cover, that's this little strip that she's standing on. A doll or toy, that's, I guess she's a doll. Oh, I was like, her thing is like miscolored, but I don't think so. I never noticed that there was this like blue right here. I wonder if I got glue on it or something. And then something cold. That's supposed to be the snow outside, but it's also the snowflakes. So she lives in Australia. July winter. So yeah. All right, I think this will do today. So thank you again for joining me. I think she came out okay. I feel like now I could have done a little more winter collage-y stuff on here, but it's like 70 here today, so I'm not really thinking snow. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you that watches, comments, subscribes, and I hope you have a really wonderful Sunday. Thank you.